Hello. Today, I want to talk about the Pomodoro technique. I didn't invent this technique, but I'm going to tell you how I applied it initially and how it can help you. So, the Pomodoro technique. It's basically a way to break apart your time into more manageable sections. Now, when you start off drawing, I highly suggest it because it can really help you pretty much teach you it pretty much you do this again and again and again until you don't really need it anymore. The important thing to know is that you're always going to need breaks, um, but the more you do, the less breaks you need, so you can get more accomplished, if you want to say it that way. I mean, it depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to endure it more, but it does help in the long run. But it's always important to take breaks. So in essence, what you do, and I have a tomato here. I just opened this page because I wanted to show you the source. I know Wikipedia is my source. No, I'm just kidding. That's just where I found it, but Wikipedia does have some good information here and there. I mean, when I was a kid, I don't want to go on a tangent, but when I was a kid, people always joke about how your first source of information shouldn't be Wikipedia, but hey, Google gives it to me first, so I'm just gonna get rid of that page. Okay, so we have a tomato, and you know what? Let's draw that tomato, and perhaps in a bit of a different perspective. And I think I just learned that my paint tool size is messing up a bit, but I'm gonna roll with it. Man, I wish it wasn't messing up, but it is. So annoying. It should be wow. It should be There should be some pen pressure, but it's not gonna allow me to do it until I close it and reopen it, but I already have this open. So, okay. Sorry. Basically, let's just say this is a tomato, and I'm not looking, I'm gonna try to do it better. And we have a tomato. I would never eat a tomato raw. Some people can do that. And I don't know what planet you're from, but clearly not this one. In short, we have a tomato. And I really wish I had pen pressure. It's really pissing me off that the program's messing up, but technology. It's not that large. And we can kind of draw the stem. That's more of a cap of a stem. You know what? I am gonna close this really quick and reopen it because it's really messing up. It's doing weird stuff. It does that. It works fine most of the time. Great. Can't believe I lost my tomato on that one. It's not a good one. Sometimes I don't press as hard as I mean to. But in short, I'm actually going to draw. I probably should be drawing a bit larger. I'm gonna end the cap there. We got a tomato. I guess you can kind of think of it as being like a divot in a larger hole, kind of like that. It's a bit difficult. But in short, we have a tomato. And this is a tomato. And I totally didn't forget what we were talking about, but I know we're talking about the Pomodoro technique. In short, you break up your time into more manageable chunks at first. Now, warming up, this could be a good method, but I'm going to show you other ways that you can use it. So let's just say, well, good, we have a tomato here, but if you think of a tomato like, no, think of a tomato as a tomato. And I'm going to kind of like cut the tomato in half, right? Okay, so like at that point, I wish I had a reference of another tomato, but let's just say it's kind of like, it's definitely not gonna. Okay, we cut our tomato in half, right? But I'm gonna do that again. We cut our tomato in half, and the way I kind of like to do it is say we have 25 minutes here, and we have 25 minutes here. And, let's kind of say we took the core as well out. So, like, we still had the core, but we cut it in half. And that's kind of what you kind of get here. And let's say the core is like 5 minutes. So, I'm sorry. I wish I had a better way to think of it. I probably should have just done that initially. Sorry, I'm not being more exact. But what I recommend doing is you slice your time into two 25-minute sessions. So, well, not two 25-minute sessions. What you pretty much do first is you study hard for 25 minutes. Like, hard. Whether you're breaking your sessions into 5-minute sessions or like 10-minute sessions, or like you're doing something like as a series of exercises, like in the morning when I first wake up and draw, or whenever, not in the morning, could be at night sometimes, I usually batch my time into first draw for 5 minutes. I will draw like lines, like I'll draw dots, and why can't I connect these? And I'll connect them for. I'll do this on the entire canvas for 5 minutes or so, and then after those 5 minutes are up, well, I have another 5 minutes, and then I do S curves. You could either like look at something, heck, you could even look at the tomato, and I could sometimes see how the leaves kind of make S curves. Kind of in the image before when I had it, I tried to kind of like connect it, because really what you're seeing here are like, I think they're leaves or something like that. But the important thing is I'll do a bunch of like free flowing S curves for 5 minutes. So then after those 5 minutes are up, and I use a timer for all those, I then do circles. I have like a practice sheet. So I'll do circles for 5 minutes. Then I do C curves. So I either look at some reference. I mean, I guess you could look at the tomato. A tomato's probably not a good one. But I draw like curves that are more just C-shaped. And I do that for 5 minutes. So then for the last one, I do a thing called slow drawing, and I pretty much have a sheet, and it's kind of like I use my shoulder when I'm doing this, and I have a image I kind of like go over, and it's like to trace it, and I try to stay within the boundary area, and I do that for 5 minutes. So all of these add up to Oh, I should have done that as well. All of this would add up to 25 minutes. And that's one way to do your practice session. After that, you then take a 5-minute break, i.e. the core of the Pomodoro is to splice breaks between focused practice sessions. And when you do that, it gives you time to absorb. It gives you time to rest your eyes for a moment so you're not being too fatigued. Another pro tip, if it helps, I do suggest that you lower the blue light on your monitor, or you get blue light blocking glasses. It's always good to protect your eyes if you're looking at a computer, especially a drawing tablet. I mean, those are all emitting blue light. You want to protect your eyes. Coming from someone that does a lot of computer work during the day, my eyes get strained a lot. I mean, even if I'm wearing the blue light glasses, I do have to eventually stop looking at a computer and give my eyes a break because, you know, we're not really made to be looking at a computer 24/7, but that's kind of just a society requirement, I hate to say. It's not always the best, but this is the world we live in. So it's kind of like that. So at this point, you know, you studied hard for 5 minutes, you took a 5-minute break, and pretty much what you do is after your 5-minute break, you go on to your next 25-minute practice session. Whether you want to perhaps draw tomatoes or if you want to do some other thing. Like you could focus for the whole 25 minutes doing like something that you want to do. Like you don't have to do the practice session thing I mentioned before. Like that's totally up to you. That's just how I warm up. But like more often than not, you have a goal, like drawing tomatoes. If you do get to that point, the important thing to note is just space your repetition. I say after 2 25-minute breaks, you should take a longer break, perhaps like a 10-minute break. I mean, some people will usually do 25, so they'll go 25, 5, 25, 5, 25, 5, 25. Then they'll do a longer break. And you may be wondering why they do that. This is what works for me. The reason why I do that is because I think that's enough time that's passed until I start to get a bit fatigued. I also like to think of it as, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna draw that. I'm gonna try to draw that tomato again. They're not the best. So you know, whenever people cut tomatoes, for like a salad, right? Well, here's how I usually think of it, right? They will cut it. Let me think of a way. If it's a salad, they first cut it in half. Let's do that again. They cut it in half, and then they cut it in half again. I hope I'm doing this right. This is probably a stupid way, but I'm just trying to estimate it. But you know what? I'll do it this way. Think of it without the pit. They cut it in half, then they cut it in half again. And then, sorry. When they do that, what do you get? You get 4 tomato slices. No, I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about this. I'm a bit tired. We have 4 slices. And I think that makes it digestible. I'm going to draw this again a little bit larger. I have a better idea. I'll do it this way. 25. And we have that, and that'll give you a tomato. So yeah, that's the important thing to know. Breaks are a constant. You'll always need breaks. No matter how much of a master you are, eventually you will succumb to tiredness and sleep. So just know that breaks are important, no matter how much you draw. And hopefully this whole method that I did can give you a little insight into breaking apart your focused study sessions when drawing. But thank you for listening. If you have any other suggestions, please comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you find my content interesting. Thank you for listening. Bye.